Good afternoon and welcome to the weekly Lawrence City Commission meeting. And today we're starting at 5 o'clock because it's election day and we all have a sincere interest in elections, and so we want to be around to watch the totals roll in here in a little while. So I certainly want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who is a candidate in this electoral process. It is very difficult and it's a lot of work. One of our colleagues here is a candidate, so thanks for running again. And to all the other candidates that are running, thanks to the hard work they put in. Without good candidates, you wouldn't have much of a selection and you wouldn't have good commissions. So it's a lot of work, and I appreciate everybody that has worked hard on these campaigns.
Thank you. I was telling the Vice Mayor and the City Manager a little bit ago, 1:15 this morning, I woke up with the excitement like you can't believe.
How you doing now?
Well, I'll be fine in a little while. It's a super process. I encourage anyone to become involved. So anyway, thank you.
Okay, so this afternoon we have some proclamations. Is there anyone here to receive the Kathleen Bowen Day Award? Well, that is great. I'm glad you're here. And you'll tell us your name and what you do. I think I know what you do, but maybe the other people don't.
I'm Kathleen Bowen. I am a gifted education facilitator for Lawrence Public Schools. I work at Hillcrest Elementary and Sunset Hill Elementary, and I have a ball every day being with kids.
Well, that's great, and I'd like to read this proclamation for you at this time.
Thank you.
Whereas educational pursuits from pre-elementary to postgraduate studies are widely supported by the Lawrence community, and whereas Lawrence strives to be a community known for excellent schools and teachers, and whereas Kathleen Bowen gives of herself for the betterment of her community, and whereas Kathleen Bowen has accomplished a feat that will benefit not only the city, but moreover the students at Hillcrest Elementary School and all those persons associated with the school. And whereas Kathleen Bowen has been named a Kansas Master Teacher for the 2013 year by the Teachers College at Emporia State University. Now therefore I, Robert J. Shum, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, Kansas, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, April 3rd, 2013 as Kathleen Bowen Day, to honor her for her outstanding service to the students of Hillcrest Elementary School and the USD 497 School District. I call upon all citizens of the City of Lawrence and Douglas County to celebrate and honor Kathleen for her work and accomplishments in the field of teaching and education and for her support of the Lawrence community. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Next, we would like to proclaim the Child Abuse Month. And is there someone here to accept that? Please come to the podium and tell us your name and a little bit about the organization.
Sure. I am Jen Preston. I'm with the Lawrence Douglas County Health Department Healthy Families Program, but today I'm representing the newly formed Douglas County Child Abuse Prevention Task Force. This just formed in the last 5 weeks with the direction of Diana Fredericks, who's the director of CASA and handing out Pinwheels for Prevention, which is the national symbol for Prevent Child Abuse Month. And that started back in 1983 when U.S. Congress declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. And the new way is trying to get away from the memory of all the children that have deceased or in trouble to trying to prevent it, going that further upstream for prevention efforts to save kids from getting into those situations. Because unfortunately in 2012 in Douglas County, we had over 500 screened in reports at CPS for abuse and neglect, meaning that there were at least 500 incidences that that were screened in and investigated with the thought of being potentially abused and neglected. Unfortunately, 79 kids and youth were substantiated to have been in a situation that was abusive or neglectful. So there is a need in our community, and hopefully all of us, and that's the big message from this, is that all of us can come together to do one thing a day. Kathleen, who just was recognized, did it every day in her job by providing kids with it sounds like a great, loving environment. I want to be in her class. But each of us can do this every day by recognizing somebody in the store that's having a bad time with their kids and saying, you know, stick in there, keep up the good work, and trying to be positive with them when it's challenging. And that's what we hope to do with the, Diana just handed out the stickers, and thank you, Mr. Carter, for already putting yours on, but we hope to spread 500 of those stickers in that bookmark that represents the 5 protective factors. We want to get out, and we're having a training this Thursday at the health department from 11 to 12 or from 4:30 to 5:30. Either one's open for anybody to come to learn how you can be an ambassador and how you can take 5 of those bookmarks, randomly go up to people in the community, and we'll train on how to not make that creepy, but to be a positive thing of recognizing when an adult and a child are having a positive interaction, and to give out 500 of those to kind of combat that over 500 of neglect cases that were potential of last year. So we thank you for recognizing this, and if anyone's interested in the training, come to the health department, 2nd floor, Thursday from either 11 and 12 or 4:30 to 5:30 to learn how to be an ambassador. So thank you
Very
for your
good.
time.
And I'd be happy to read the proclamation at this time.
Excellent.
Whereas children are the key to the city's future success, prosperity, and quality of life. And while children are our most valuable resource, they are also our most vulnerable. And whereas children have a right to be safe and to be provided an opportunity to thrive, learn, and grow. And whereas child abuse and neglect can be prevented by supporting and strengthening families in Douglas County, Kansas, through the 5 protective factors. First, nurturing and attachment. Second, knowledge of child youth development. Third, parental resilience. Fourth, social connections. And 5th, concrete supports for parents. And whereas we must come together as partners so that the voices of our children are heard by all, and we are, as a community, extending a helping hand to children and families in need. And whereas by providing safe, stable, and nurturing relationships for our children, free of violence, bullying, abuse, and neglect, we can ensure that the city's children will grow to their full potential as the next generation of leaders helping to secure the future of this city, state, and nation. Now, therefore, I, Robert J. Shum, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, Kansas, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2013 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the City of Lawrence, Kansas.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, next we'd like to talk about Fair Housing Month. Do we have a person from, there we are. Oh, who is this gentleman here? Could you tell us who you are, sir?
Sure, I'm Scott Creaky. I'm the chair of the Human Relations Commission, and I just have some brief remarks about Fair Housing Month that I would like to share. This is the 45th anniversary of Fair Housing Month in the United States, and the journey that's taken to the point of enacting it back on April 11th of 1968 was a long journey that had lots of different people making sacrifices. Part of how it got passed by Lyndon Johnson was the fact that there was assassination of, Martin Luther King Jr., had other things on my mind today. So with his assassination and protest and civil action throughout the United States, what came to happen was that there was an understanding that there was profound discrimination based on race, gender, disability, and so that's what got our nation to enact Fair Housing Month, and that's what we are celebrating here today, is the fact that there was that movement, there was that recognition, and as part of the Human Relations Commission, it is our endeavor to make sure that doesn't happen here locally. very few people, I think, recognize that in our community, that we do have an agency that started in 1964 that was to promote the understanding that there's discrimination happen in this capacity and that we're here to serve the community. So I want to promote that commission that you guys oversee, the Human Relations Commission, and we are accessible just by looking on our website, on the city's website. But really, it is an idea that we're promoting this wonderful act that tries to lower discrimination and the reports of discrimination and promote fairness and understanding that we still have a long way to go. So anyway, I'll be quiet now. So.
Well, thank you. And,
Yeah.
Not for being quiet. But
Oh, no, I'm sure. Thank you for that, too.
The work you've been doing with the
Sure.
Human Relations Ordinance. So I'd like to read the proclamation this time. Whereas April 2013 marks the 45th anniversary of the passage of the Fair Housing Act, which provides equal opportunity for all Americans in the sale, rental, and financing of housing and prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, age, marital status, disability, familial status, color, religion, sex, or national origin. And whereas the City of Lawrence supports efforts to eliminate discrimination in the housing by working to educate all its residents on fair housing rights and responsibilities and through code enforcement of fair housing laws, including Chapter 10 of the Code of the City of Lawrence. And whereas the month of April is officially set aside as Fair Housing Month throughout this nation, now, therefore, I, Robert J. Shum, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, Kansas, in conjunction with the annual national commemoration, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2013 to be the Fair Housing Month in Lawrence, and ask the people of Lawrence to join me in reaffirming our obligation to fair and equal housing for every person who resides or wishes to reside in our city. Thank you and congratulations. Yes.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you. I come from Housing and Credit Counseling, and I wanted to let people know that we do free one-on-one counseling for people who come with issues on tenant and landlord-related issues to us. And City funds it, so thanks to everybody. And this is Fair Housing Month, so we are doing a lot of outreach and education as well.
And can you state your name for us, please?
My name is Anju Mishra, and I'm the branch manager here at the Housing and Credit Counseling Office.
Very good.
Okay? Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for your comments and thank you for your work. Okay, now we will start with the consent agenda. All matters listed below on the consent agenda are considered under one motion and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion on those items. If discussion is desired, then it will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Is there any item on the consent agenda a member of the commission would like to remove for additional discussion or vote?
Mayor, item 6P, just for a voting purpose only.
Okay.
It's ordinance number 8851.
6P, okay. Any other items? Okay, I would like to remove item 13 just for an explanation. Any other commission items? Commissioners wish to remove any items? Any member of the public wish to remove any of the items on the consent agenda? In addition to the consent agenda, move my pinwheel here. I'd like to add claims to vendors in the amount of $1,709,943.71. Entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
Cromwell, Amix. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries 5-0. And for separate vote on 6P, can you get that, please? 6P is ordinance number 8851, establishing an organized collection service for residential recycling within the city limits of Lawrence. Is there a motion to approve?
So made.
Cromwell?
Second.
Second. Dever? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Carries 4-1. Amix in the negative. Okay, next item is item number 13, adopt resolution number 7021, repealing 7017, and establishing the Cultural District Task Force to have 8 members and approve appointments as recommended by the mayor. There was a request that a member of the City Commission be included on this Cultural Task Force. Cultural District Task Force. I agreed to serve on that, and so it changed from makeup of 7 to 8. I think it's just probably a pretty good idea to have someone from this body on there to make sure we all are in agreement with which direction it's going. So that's the net change on that. That happened late this afternoon. Sorry for the closest to the time of the meeting. Any discussion? Any public discussion on that item? Entertain a motion to approve Resolution 7071 and approve the appointments.
7021.
Sorry, 7021.
So moved.
Amix. Cromwell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That carries 5-0. City Manager's report, please.
Mayor, Commissioners, just a few items. Whenever you've had an opportunity to meet Chris Stringer, our new web developer, and you see some of the work that he's already involved in regards to the video playback for commission meetings. Also then a couple of items from our Parks and Recreation Department, daddy-daughter date night, and then also the kind of recap of the Hoopster basketball season. Thanks.
Any questions for the City Manager on the City Manager report? Okay, very good. Starting to lose them here. Okay, on the regular agenda, consider setting a bid date of April 16, 2013 for project number PW 1225, bid number B1321. Staff?
Good evening. We just wanted to bring this back to the commission just to remind you of the project, remind you of the impact, tell you about the process that we've been through. The project basically is the reconstruction of 15th Street or Bob Billings Parkway from Castle to approximately where we're going to tie into our Iowa Street project. Here's the intersection of 15th and Iowa, and we're going about 600, 700 feet to the west. A couple years ago, we did the westbound lanes. This year, we will do the eastbound lanes, and we will finish up this section, both sides, east and westbound, between Crestline and Iowa. We are also going to put a new water line all the way from Castle. Again, it will tie into our project here at 15th and Iowa, but a new water line will be installed. Part of that water line has to be installed underneath the curb of the road. So we're going to put the water line in first, follow it up with the road. It's total reconstruction. We're going to be tearing everything out. We'll put back new subgrade, drains, drain tile, and then we're putting in a 10-inch asphalt with a 2-inch cap, so essentially 12 inches of asphalt. The curb's in good shape, so we don't have to do anything with the curbs. We did have a public meeting. We notified lots of people. Plus, we specifically notified everybody up here at Orchard's Corner, and of course all the apartment complexes. We didn't have a great turnout, but everybody was all right with the project, especially because now we're on the eastbound or the south side. We're going to carry one lane in each direction in the crest line. It's a good time to do this because when we close this intersection, this project we anticipate trying to get done within the summer, so from graduation to the beginning of school. So that's the same time that intersection will be shut down. Obviously, there's a few businesses right in here that we're going to still have to maintain access to, but we'll be able to do that throughout the construction project. I'll stand for questions.
Does Crestline stay open?
Crestline stays open, yes. Oh, the rec path, yes, we will be. With our Iowa Street project, we are putting in a 10-foot rec path on the south side of Bob Billings from Iowa to where our project ends. KU is participating in the project and extending that onto Crestline, and then with this project, we're going to go ahead and continue the rec path all the way up to Castle. Great. So we will have a continuous rec path from...
Okay, because we were talking about taking some of the Iowa Street traffic off at 19th Street going west and through West Campus
Uh-huh.
So we still have that option open.
That option
So
is
go down
still there.
Crestline and then can go west on.
Then they can go west on, yeah. We'll still have one lane open in each direction, so people will be able to.
But
still
on the
get
north
through.
side, right?
It'll be on the north side, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, the other thing is, you said the water line has to be placed under the curb?
Yeah, the water line is going to be placed just under the curb.
Doesn't sound good.
It'll be a new water line. It'll last a long time. Well, it was an issue, the right-of-way and the rec path, and that's just where it ended up going.
We've all traveled that, and the topographies there are a challenge. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty incredible we can get that water line in and the multi-use path. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how all that's going to work on that tributary of, all that. But
Cross that, yeah.
Chuck says it's going to work, so.
We'll get it there.
Okay, I'll write it down here on my desk. See if it's gonna work. Any other questions?
We may go ahead after we do get the bids, allow the contractor to begin to start work on the water line. We think there's a pretty tight schedule to get all this work in and get it back open before school starts back up. So we're going to have the bid date set for April 16th. If we can get started before May 20th with the water line work, you may see one lane eastbound shut down so that contractor can get started.
Good. Other questions for staff? Any public comment? Entertain a motion? Or if the commission wants to discuss it, we can discuss it.
Mayor, I'd move to approve setting a bid date of April 16th for project number PW1225, bid number B1321.
Move Carter.
Second.
Second Cromwell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries 5-0. Next item is to consider setting a bid date, April 23rd, 2013, for project number PW1202, bid number 1318.
Again, we just wanted to bring this to the commission to just refresh everybody's memory on the project and the process that we've been through. The project basically is total reconstruction of Wakarusa Drive from Research Park Drive over to Oread West, a little bit farther. The intersection will remain open, so Bob Billings Parkway will remain open at all times. This project we had scheduled last year to do in the summertime. We met with the Wakarusa Place shopping center and had discussions with them, and there was some real concerns with shutting the area down at that time. There were some new businesses that had just started up. They needed the traffic. They wanted us to wait until this year. We did meet with them a couple other times here just recently in March. It's always hard to get consensus from everybody. And as you can see, I distributed a couple emails that we just got today from a couple of the businesses. But in meeting with them, I mean, everybody wants us to get this done as soon as possible. That's the main thing. We did look at closing this. Initially, we were just going to close it down, rebuild it, and get done. There was some concerns because when we're working on the south side, why do we have the north side closed? And there is some efficiencies that the contractor can do by having it all closed down and trying to get the whole project done at the whole thing quicker. What the consensus that we came up with basically was phase 1 will be for the south side to be closed, phase 2 will be for the north side to be closed. That essentially will reduce the construction time in front of the Wakarusa Marketplace or on the south side to about 60 days. Similarly for the north side, we had anticipated probably a 12-week window to do the whole thing, but when you gotta tear everything out, bring all your equipment in, do everything, and then before you can start on the other side, you have to wait until you open that side. So there, you do lose some efficiency, but the shortest duration in front of each individual side is that way. Obviously, we still have a couple businesses that have different opinions. But the project, again, is reconstruction. This will be concrete, and we are widening a little bit just so we can install a center turn lane throughout the project. It will have bicycle lanes, and it will have sidewalks on both sides. We are also asking the commission, we had some requests from some of the businesses in the Wakarusa Shopping Center to go ahead and allow them to place temporary signs if they want to have, today's special at Subway is, the construction special, and they want to put a sign out there somewhere to try and get traffic to them. And we don't have a problem with that, as long as they maintain within our temporary sign regulations, so we don't have billboards or, flashing neon signs go out there. But I think it's more so that they can just draw some attention to themselves. But when the south side's closed, obviously you'll be able to get up to the intersection. You can come down Bob Billings to get in. If you're coming from the south, you'll be able to get in off of the little drive here. This is Brandon Woods Drive, but this is all within the right-of-way, so they can swing in this way. We will have signs up that will highlight the shopping center. If you wanted to get around this, we'll have the detour up Research Parkway over to Bob Billings, and then you can go back around. Similarly, from the other side, once the south side's done and open, the north side will be closed. You can get right up to the intersection. Obviously, that won't affect the shopping center, but there's some businesses over here. We've had discussions with everybody. There are alternate ways to get in. And again, we're just trying to get it done just as quickly as possible. I think that helps everybody. So tonight, your actions are to set the bid date and then, if appropriate, approve the authorization to allow them to set out their temporary signs.
Other questions? Mike?
Chuck, if I'm going south on Wakarusa Drive and I want to go into the area that's on the northwest corner, where the
Here?
dental, where
Okay.
the dental office is and all those, there is no access coming from the north into that area from Wakarusa
If
Drive
you're
at all.
coming from the north,
From the north,
going south,
going south.
while the south part of the project is going on, you'll be able to get all the way.
No, I'm talking about during
When the north
the
side's
north
going
side.
on,
When the north side, there's no access at all
Legends Drive, it's not on the map, but it comes up over
back
here.
to the north there.
Here.
Yeah, Legends drives to the north, and then Research Park Drive comes back in over here, and then you can come back down and get back into this area.
We're going to allow them to put signs down on
Yeah.
Legends Drive? Is that where the signs are going to
Yeah,
go?
it needs to be.
We will have construction signs down here indicating the businesses in this area.
So you need so you need a sign at Inverness/Legends Drive heading
Yes.
south that directs people to the west, and then down Research Park Drive, and then back down Bob Billings to cut into that section. That's the only way to get in. So
Yes.
west, south, east, and then in
Right.
off of Bob Billings.
And
So signs will be, they'll need to have some signs.
Just put a temporary roadway right here into that parking lot
From where?
from Wakarusa Drive. Soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, here, too bad you can't cut across right there.
Yeah, but we have to get a cross easement
Yeah.
there. If you go up there, that little half round driveway there on the north side of that, just put a temporary roadway into that parking lot.
right through here,
Yeah.
it's an option we could do. It's just
Maybe
it'd
put
be,
right into their parking lot, it'd be cheaper, and it allows the businesses to operate without having to go all the way around town.
but you might also get people that are, I can't remember which business it was, said there's a lot of kids that run around out here, I guess during appointments or while their parents are on appointments. The only concern I would have is people would start using it to cut through.
Wouldn't you have to have a construction easement though, because you're running general traffic through there?
Well, you would have to do that through the whole complex, I would think.
Can you confirm then again the actual dates for the south side then would still start around May 20th on the south?
Yeah, the dates in here, in the memo, are a little bit off because we're estimating about 60 days for the south side, probably another 60 for the north side.
So late July, finish the south and right
Yes.
away move to the north, and that
Yes.
would go then till more like
Probably,
July and August,
Yeah,
finish
right.
late August, early September.
right.
Okay.
You know, obviously, if the contractor can get it done sooner, we're not going to slow them down.
Sure.
But the original schedule was to try to get it all done, but that's closing it all down. So when the contractor has his equipment to tear the pavement out, it all gets tore out at the same time.
Right.
Then he brings in his other equipment. Right now, he's going to have to ship back and forth a little bit, so we
Well,
figured it would take a
yeah.
little longer.
Much better to do it this way, because then those north businesses on the north side, they've just got the 2-month time window.
Yeah.
It saves a month
Yeah.
fully of them being shut down.
And I know every business matters, but if you're going to the dentist, you probably know where you're going. So obviously, if you're going, if you're coming from the north, depending on where you're coming from, you may even come up from the south or from the east side, from the northeast side, and then you'll come up Bob Billings. So
Yeah, we don't have a lot of there's not retail businesses in that
No.
park, so.
Other questions?
Just a thought.
See too many members of the public hanging in there with us this afternoon. Is there any public comment? Someone was hanging out behind the column over there. What's the pleasure of the commission?
Mayor, I would move to set a bid date of April 23rd, 2013 for project PW 1202, bid number B1318.
Second. Moved and seconded, Carter Cromwell. Any other discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carries 5-0. There is no public comment, so we will go right to the future agenda items.
Mayor, Commissioners, you see our plans for next Tuesday. We had a good meeting today with our architects and construction managers, B.A. Green, in regards to the library project, and would like to put the library bids on your consent agenda next week. The bids are within the project budget limits, so you'll be seeing that on your consent agenda next week. Completes a lot of work of this commission as well to get that project authorized and proceeding, and then we'll be off to other things. Thank you.
I think that's what we should do. Any other items for future agenda? Any commission items? You? It's good.
Next week.
No, we're not going to have commission items next week. Calendar. Anything there? I was just checking the ribbon code. Any calendar questions or items?
I'm scheduled for ribbon cutting on the 26th of April, and I won't be in town, so maybe we can ask Bobby to find another suitable commissioner once they are elected.
You can ask Gamix right here.
Are you presuming it will be sitting here?
You wanted to do it.
This is the Lawrence Spring Parade of Homes that they'll probably need somebody to cut the ribbon or do something.
Tear some sod in half.
Yeah,
I'll be there anyway.
till the ground. Can be the honorary, ex
Emeritus.
officio.
You'll have a couple of enthusiastic.
Yes.
Commissioner Emeritus.
Some note to Bobby already.
Thank you. Note to self.
The newbies will need experience doing that anyway, so.
They do.
Okay, any other? comments for the good of the order? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved Carter, second Amix. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're done.
Indeed. That's pretty good.